together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we get 10 games in the NHL. Tim, I know you're super excited to talk a lot of hockey. We have a beautiful slate in the NBA of one game. And then we have Thursday Night Football as well. So we do have a decent amount to talk about the show. So a quick recap of yesterday. Slight down day. It was mainly because of college basketball for me and hockey. Hockey went 1-3. I got the over 6 in that Toronto-Washington game, never in doubt. I believe the Maple Leafs scored like twice in the last couple minutes to tie up that game, if I remember right. I'm extremely frustrated about that Pittsburgh game yesterday because if I didn't notice that there was a system play or whatever and I would have just bet my cap, I would have doubled up and won both plays on that game because I wanted the first period under, the full game under, and then I saw Detroit got shut out in their last game. I took the over. I need to stop completely flipping on games like that sometimes because the game was 0-0 at the end of the first and finished 3-2. So that was incredibly frustrating. Carolina, Utah over 6. It was 4-1 at the end of second period. Oh, no, that was all. Never mind. That was in the third period. The Utah Coyotes put up 3 goals in the third period to beat the Hurricanes 4-1. Unfortunately, the Hurricanes did not do enough offensively for me to cash the over 6 in that one. And then took a shot with the dog at the end of the night with Anaheim, and they lost 3-2. It happens. College basketball was a little bit of a struggle, 2-4 in college basketball for me. Dartmouth laying the points was a loser. St. Bonaventure money line was a winner. Dayton minus 16.5 was a loser. And then Queens got blown out against BYU by 44. We had 32.5. Even though with that big number, they didn't get the job done. Fresno State did at the end of the night, plus 13.5. Was a nice winner to end the night there. College football. Had to plug my nose, cover my eyes, and place the bet, and it came through. How about the the now 0-10 Kent State Golden Flashes, plus 30.5? Cash it there. And then probably the highlight of my night, which usually the highlight of my night's never this sport, the NBA. Had a nice 3-0 day in the NBA yesterday. Started off with the Orlando Magic. They had a nice little comeback there. They were down. Okay, no, never mind. They were only down 9 in the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, I thought it was more at one point. It may have been more, and they made a comeback before the quarter ended a little bit. The Chicago Bulls plus 8.5. They said the hell with the points. Plus 8.5. Nah, we went outright against the New York Knicks there, and then the team total over 117.5 for San Antonio. I think I'm just going to continue to bet team total overs against the Washington Wizards going forward. I think that's the way I would like to approach Wizard games because they're going to be laying big points, but they're going to give up points in their games. So team total overs are wide open and ready to be bet in Wizards games. I think that's the way I would like to continue approaching Washington Wizards games. But overall, slight losing day, but very encouraging to see the NBA hopefully start to make a turn to the positive for me. But overall, still I'm down 0.85 units. So it wasn't a terrible day. It was down less than a unit, but it happens.
Yeah, it was not a beautiful day for me. We go to the college basketball. Dartmouth doesn't get it done. St. John's doesn't get it done. Bonaventure did. Dayton didn't. Canisius didn't. Queens didn't. Fresno State did. To the NBA world, Bulls were my only winner. So, yeah, the over in the Magic game wasn't even close. The over in the In the Pelicans game was a stupid ad. I'm going to talk about that one later. Push on the 214 in the Clippers game. And so the Detroit Pistons, go fuck yourself. Y'all are up huge. Like, they were up big. They were up 15. What was that? They were up 13 at halftime. So you think they would cover, right? No, they go to overtime and lose by 7. That was very frustrating because that cost me my cover. So that kind of showed how yesterday went. It was rough. Hey, Nick, what was one play that you were really looking at and you left off your card in the NBA?
For the NBA?
Yeah. What's one team that you can never get right? Portland. I didn't bet it, but I'm sorry. Is there something wrong with the Minnesota Timberwolves? Portland wins by 8.
They're overrated?
Oh, yeah. Their run last year was fluky. They should never get it.
Because when it comes to that state in sports, it's not Minnesota, it's Mid-Minnesota, because the best they are is mid.
Yeah, for real. But that is the recap for yesterday. It wasn't fun, but we'll head to the chat for today. What up, my guys?
One more thing before we get into the chat. Recap leaderboards. Let me get up the leaderboards here. My computer is being slow. There we go. ESP leaderboards. Let's get into them here. Cannon still on top. I didn't see any plays from Cannon yesterday, which was weird. But 102.65 and 2 up 36.3 units, and he's the only profitable one on the leaderboard. Everybody else is in the red. Markel down 0.58 units. Stop Geop down 1.84 units. Lex down 2.1 units. Nathan down 8 units. Which reminds me, let me move that around. We haven't seen Bailey in a hot minute. He's still 3-8, down 5.03 units. Fernando Mendoza, I need to move him up because Nathan had a poor day yesterday. Untouchable is down 20 units. Mr. Numbers actually had a decent day yesterday. He was up 3 units. So he moved up a little bit there. Is still down 16.97 units. And Drewski down 22.71. And Roberts, maybe try again next month. 154 and 274, down 78.57 units.
Yeesh.
For NBA, Cannon still leads out there, up 2.09 units. Lex at 1-1-0 units there. I'm just going to touch on the people who are actually positive. Cannon, 17, 12, and 1 in the NHL, up 8.06 units. Markel, 2-1, up 1.42. Drewski, 5-5, up 0.15. In college basketball, Cannon is 40, 33, and 1, up 3.67 units. Stop Geo is 1-0, up 1 unit. In the NFL, which we will be talking about the NFL today, Fernando Mendoza, 2-0, up 2 units. Cannon is 4-2, up 1.8 units. Stop Geo, 1-1, up 0.1 units. And in college football, Lex Steele, 0.9, but the leader is Cannon, 25-5, up 20.66 units. But head over to the chat, and we'll get into today's card.
Let's do it. What's up, my guys? Let's get those cash today. Hit the like button, people. Show some appreciation. Subscribe and share. Tim A. Whack betting day. Only one NBA game. Check my head. No value or cash to be made. I'll be honest. You want to hear my entire NBA card? I pass.
We'll talk about that, though. We will do our due diligence and break it down, though.
Yeah, but I'm not dealing with that game. Oh, well. I can't wait until tomorrow. Full NBA card. Philly cheesesteak tonight. Utah lean, but pass and the under. So you like the Eagles tonight. Bucks came through again. I called it. They on a win streak now. Like the road Warriors, and took the -6.5 and 1/7. They were down. Yes, I know that one really fucking hurt. Didn't mess with the Orlando game, but would have taken Indy. And the under good, Indy no good. The Bulls +10 and the over good. They won outright. Boston minus and the over good. They were down double digits at first. Oklahoma City and the under. Sacramento and the over. Houston good. and the over and the under. Many no good. They lose to Portland again. Under was good. Cleveland -8 landed on 8. Shake my head. Then over good in Cleveland. That line got up to 12 yesterday. Should have taken the Philadelphia Fakers over all game. Won by 5 and was up big. San Antonio Spurs 10, no good. Won by 9. Did you see that Victor Wembanyama went for almost 50 points last night?
Yeah.
So big game for him.
That's right. The Wizards covered that game. See, the only thing I remember was I didn't want to lay that type of number on San Antonio, so I took just the team total over.
Fair. Yeah, a lot of chat today. Morning. Bulls money line. There you go. Morning, guys. A nice 4 in one day. And Australian soccer saved me the draw plus 240 at halftime. There you go. The best player in the league is LeBron, and I'm sticking with it. He had a triple-double last night, but Joker's still the
Robert
best.
cashed the LeBron triple-double at plus 457.
Man, 4 and 5 need to be better. King Koopa says, add me so I can take off. All you got to do is just put official plays in the chat.
Just give it yep. All you gotta do is give the play, the number, and the odds. That's all you gotta do. That's
it. 6 and 9. No, you can't pass on the NBA game. Yes, I can. Watch me. Washington losing to the Leafs yesterday was wild. That was nice. I had the Leafs yesterday, and I did not lay a puck line. I did not go in regulation. I just took the money line, Nick.
I'm proud of you.
ESB, I got slapped. Had Wyoming. It didn't matter. They lose by 40. But Oakland, best NBA against the spread team, screwed me. Did they actually have a bad game yesterday? Yeah, they lost by 25. It's okay. 2. Just called him Wemby. F the Canes. Victor went for 50. Poole went for 40. Yeah, that was sorry, he did go for. I'm going to pull up his exact stat line because he had a crazy game. 50 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 3 blocks, but 50 points. My God. So, yeah, that's definitely a really good game for him.
Friend.
I guess it's all right. LA didn't cover the 6, won by 5, but it went over. Let's hop into the NBA, Nick, for today.
Yeah, I had a 3-0 day yesterday in the NBA, and I don't think I don't know if I'll get involved in this one here. Let's get right into it. We have the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Utah Jazz. You like Jazz? The Mavericks 9-point favorites in this game with a total of 231. Let's get up the cash flow in this one here in the line history, where we have 55% of tickets, 57% of cash on the Mavericks, 70% of tickets, and 65% of cash on the over. On the flip side, or for the line history in this one, I'm getting that to load right now. Because of course, why would it just load naturally? Let's take a look at these two teams. The Jazz are 2-8 straight up, 4-6 ATS, 4-6 over under. They're 0-5 at Delta Center in Utah there. And on the flip side, the Dallas Mavericks have started the year off pretty slow. They're 5-6. They're not the team we thought they were. Potentially 4-6-1, 5-6 over under, 1-3 on the road. They've struggled. They've struggled on the road so far this year. So that kind of makes sense there. Line opened up at an 8, now a 9. So the line moved towards these Mavericks. Line opened up at a 234.5. It's down to a 232 in this game here. I'll make this pretty simple. I have no interest in laying 9 points with the Dallas Mavericks on the road, but I have no interest in backing the Utah Jazz. So congratulations, NBA. You're getting no action from me today.
I'm in the same boat. Sorry, NBA people. And at the end of the day, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to just randomly throw out plays just because there's a game going on. I'm not interested in a Dallas team that's lost 3 in a row. Granted, losing to a very good Phoenix team, who is now 9-3. losing to the Nuggets, who are one of the best teams in the West, and losing to the Golden State Warriors, who are off to a very hot start. So not bad losses. This should be a bounce back spot, but kind of, I know I kind of bring back this point because I know you mentioned it. Like the week after Georgia loses to Alabama, you think, oh, they have to bounce back and cover a big spread. You said against, I think it was like Auburn. You said, nah, and you took Auburn. And they won, but they didn't cover. I could easily see this one being a win, but not cover. 9 points is a lot, especially in elevation, because, yes, Utah is in elevation too. And I'm going to stay away from this one. But best of luck to anybody who wants to bet the NBA today.
Do you think this could be maybe this would be a Dallas first quarter or first half spot?
It could be. I feel like if I'm betting anything in this game, it's just Jazz.
That's fair. That's fair.
Greek 3, damn near 60. Yeah, you needed overtime. Yes, Tim, I'm sure you were on the Pistons crazy up 20. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the game. I just woke up to them losing by 7, and then I checked the box score and saw that and really got pissed off. Where's baby girl 446 today? I don't know. OP Mavs minus 25 plus 700. If you're going to go after something, go for it. That's what the doctor ordered up. Pass on the Dallas game. Mavs, first quarter, first half maybe. I wouldn't talk you off of it. We'll go from NBA to NFL, Nick.
I do have a move on this game. Let's get into it here. Where we have the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. The Eagles 3.5-point favorites in this game, total of 48. We're seeing 48.5 pop up now. This line, a look-ahead line was a 50. The opening line was a 48.5. It got up to a 49. It's back to a 48. So really 48.5. So really no line moving here on the total. Look-ahead line for this game was a 3.5. The opening line for this game was a 3. And now it's back to a 3.5. And I'm seeing some 4s pop up on some books. DraftKings holding a 4. South Point, Superbook, Circa, Heritage, Caesars, all Bookmaker. We're starting to see 4s pop up across the board here. Not completely, so there's still some 3.5s out there for those who want the Eagles in this game. 61% of tickets and 60% of cash is on the Eagles in this spot. 79% of tickets and 75% of cash is on the over in this game here. Now, I feel like this is the ultimate test for both teams because I have to ask, when I was looking back at what these two teams have done recently, when was the last time either of these teams beat a team you would consider a playoff team this year? Because I look back at what Washington's done this year. Tampa Bay, they lose by 17.
Washington beat Arizona.
Okay.
And they beat Cincinnati. That I still think can get there.
I don't think Cincinnati's a playoff team at the moment. That I'm not counting them as a playoff team. And on the flip side, the Eagles beat Cooper Rush.
They beat the Packers. That's the playoff team that they've beaten.
Yeah, in week 1, where yeah. And they almost lost that game. They struggled against the Packers in that game. I did take the Eagles at minus 3.5. I do because number one, the way the line's moving, I think it's kind of indicative that they believe that this could be a Philly smash spot. Also, stylistically, the Eagles match up really well to be able to score some points against this Commanders team. They can run the ball, and the Commanders, that's one thing they've struggled to do against good rushing attacks this year is stop the run. And I believe that they'll be able to put up points in this game, the Eagles. And I think the Eagles defense can control Jaden Daniels a little bit here and be able to slow down this Commander offense. So I took the Eagles in this spot here. Minus the 3.5 is what I got at minus 110. Shop around because I'm starting to see some 4s pop up.
I'm not going to – I will say it's Eagles or nothing, but I don't want to take the Eagles. Washington coming off of a last-second loss. If Washington would have won last week, maybe I would look more towards the Eagles. Eagles are also coming off of a blowout win versus their biggest rival. Yes, I know there was no Dak Prescott, but that's even so, a win in Dallas by that score is a big deal for them, and I think that it might be more of a letdown spot. I'm not touching a side in this one. If I'm going after anything in this game, I actually kind of lean towards the over. I could actually see both teams kind of going off for points. I could see the Eagles scoring, but at the same time, I think Washington has a good enough offense to put up 20, 25 points in this one. And if you think they're going to cover, if you think Philly covers, well, that means that they're scoring at least 30, 35. I think this one goes over the total.
Does it?
I think this one ends up going over.
I had this game capped a little bit more for an under, maybe a little bit of a Commander team total under, because I do think that this Eagles defense can shut down the offense a little bit. That was kind of my cap in this game. Was I kind of liked the Commanders team total under.
I would lean more towards overs in this game, but at the end of the day, I don't really think I'm going to get involved in this one. Just because it's a Thursday night football game does not mean I need to bet it.
Yeah, I mean, I passed on the Monday night football game last week.
Yeah.
So
what was the Monday night game? Oh, Rams. Yeah, and that one did not work out for me. So
the Rams game.
Mavs -9. Cleveland 12-point favorites were down to Philly, who had a G League squad and barely won. Didn't cover the 10. Chicago 10-point dogs had NYK down 25. And in a blink of an eye, New York Knicks was up 1, barely lost. Nets 10-point dogs was up. Yeah, double digits and lose by 20. There's something wrong with the Nets, but they just suck in general. Commanders, crazy NBA tonight.
Yeah. By the way, Drewski, you can get a 3.5 with the Commanders. You can get a 3.5. I'm giving you a 3, but
Eagles, baby, let's fly. I lean under on this game. What do you think of the total? I lean over. Nick leads over under. And LAC was up. Houston big. Was up. Houston won. Big. OKC was struggling but blew out. No one. Blew no one out. And LAC was up. Houston won. Houston won big. Oklahoma City struggled but blew out. Blew out New Orleans. I got that now. The Wiz Kids had Spurs down, but couldn't hold them. And I'm shocked from last night. But all the big points from last night were winning. OT covered at that. Yeah, it was kind of halftime. Yeah, covering at halftime. I like Philly to lean towards the over. Give me 3 rushing touchdowns from Hurts. I can see it. Twins tease Philly down or Washington up. I feel like it would be teasing Washington up because Nick does not like to tease through 0.
Yes.
It's -4 now, probably.
Neither of these teams would be a teaser piece for me.
Commanders secondary is awful. Why would you go under unless Hurts has most of the possessions? That's why I kind of lean towards the over. All right, Nick, let's head to hockey. I'm sorry. Callie is whining right behind my door. So I'm going to be back in 2 minutes because she's driving me nuts.
All right. Perfect timing. You could leave for hockey. But we have the Florida Panthers and the New Jersey Devils, -140 for the Panthers with a total of 6 in this game. These two teams just played each other, and it resulted in a 4-1 win for the New Jersey Devils. That was no surprise there. When you look at the advanced numbers as well, the Devils were the better team in that game, and they look good. And on the flip side with the Florida Panthers, I mean, they're coming off of that 4-1 loss, and I said coming into this, and I have a feeling I'm gonna pull the trigger on this. Was my full intentions on, because this is a 2 home games for the Florida Panthers. I said we're going to take the New Jersey Devils game 1. We're going to turn around. We're going to take the Florida Panthers -1 in game 2, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here in this spot. My spreadsheet does show value on the Devils, but this was a spot that I had circled when I made the bet on the Devils for the first game. There was I was going to take the Devil or take the Panthers in the second matchup between the two teams, and I'm getting plus 117 minus on the -1 line, plus 117 here with the Florida Panthers. That's how we're going to open up the card here for hockey. Is going to be on the Panthers -1 plus 117. Morning, gentlemen. What's good? What's good? Panthers -140 and Panthers -140. Yeah, I'm on the same page there. I was on the Devils in the first game. I said that I wanted to go ahead and then take the Panthers in the second game. So that's exactly what we're doing there. Ottawa -165 favorites with a total of 6 in this game against the Philadelphia Flyers. Now I don't want the Flyers almost ever. That being said, am I looking at the Senators in this game? The answer is no. I have them projected around 150 favorites in this game, so I think this line is about correct. I have this game projected for 5.9 goals. The Flyers are 6-8-2 this year, so they're 10-6 on the money line, 9-7 over under. They're 3-4-2 on the road away from Wells Fargo Arena there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On the flip side, we have the Ottawa Senators who are 8-7. They are 5-8-2 over under, and they're 5-2 at Canada Tire Center there in Ottawa, Quebec, for this game here. And oh no, it's Ottawa, Ontario, isn't it? Or is it Ottawa? Ottawa is in. Did I have it right the first time? Yeah, it is in Quebec. No, it's near Montreal, but it's in southern Ontario. All right, Ottawa, Ontario. There, I've got mixed up on there for a second there. We've had 3 straight games for the Philadelphia Flyers need overtime. So that's kind of an interesting trend for those people who like betting draws. I can see that a little bit here. I do not trust the Ottawa Senators as this big of favorites. So ultimately, it's a stay off spot for me. But I mean, I have no interest in the I have no interest in the Flyers, but the Senators are just too expensive in this game. Let's see. The Capitals game was rough for me. Did the Islanders lead the game, draw and lose in overtime? Thanks. Yeah. ECU -14.5. I personally wouldn't. I'm so good. I totally did not. I have to punch in my numbers for that game still. I totally forgot to do that. Avalanche +160 and puck line 300 when they were losing was nice. Also Blazers live +275. Hell yeah. Senators -175. Good luck. Is there a real difference between last meeting and the last meeting in Florida in the Florida game? I think so. I'm taking the I'm looking for that to be. I had that game. I had that home the 2 game set as a split. I had that capped before it started as a split. So yeah, I think so. It's across the river, pretty close. Yeah, I got mixed up on that there. Montreal's in Quebec, but Ontario, Ottawa's in Ontario. Florida puck line +180. Sens team total over +110. I like that a little bit there. Ottawa in the over 5.5 at +175. Florida team total over 3.5. What about the over 5.5? Yeah, at 5.5, I would be looking towards the over in that game. That would be the only way I would look. And same with Robert. Is there we go. There's the
Panthers
over 5.5 there. Huh?
Panthers puck line. We are on the Devils last game.
I'm on the same page. I'm on the Panthers -1 in that game.
Yep.
Anything for this game here?
No, I didn't touch this one.
Fair. Yeah, I didn't either. Let's move on. Your favorite team, Tim. Yeah, I feel so bad for them though. This matchup against the Rangers. All right, let's get into it. We have the San Jose Sharks taking on the New York Rangers in this one here. The Rangers anywhere between minus 385 to minus 400 favorites in this game. Total 6 in this spot. The Rangers 9-4-1 this year. They're 7-6-1 over under. They're 4-3-1 at home. They're a better road team than they are home team. San Jose, they do have one more game on this road trip. They were in New Jersey and Philadelphia. They play in MSG tonight, and then in 2 days they play in Pittsburgh before they head on back to San Jose, where they get a matchup against Detroit, then hit the road again and play Dallas. The Rangers are coming in off of a 6-3 loss against the Winnipeg Jets. And now you get a motivated New York Rangers team against the San Jose Sharks team where the Sharks spots are going to be are potential look-ahead spots, like teams that will overlook the Sharks and then the Sharks sneak up on them and they are able to steal a game. That ain't going to happen in this one here. Now, as soon as I saw the game, I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of interested in the Rangers puck line. And then I saw the Rangers puck line like minus 150. I'm like, never mind. The first period puck line's even money. I kind of lean in that direction. If I'm betting this game, I would be looking at the maybe a Ranger team total over or a Rangers first period puck line. I do think they come in and to this game pissed off after the loss against the Jets in their last game. But I'm ultimately priced out of it. So no play here for me. But I would only look towards Rangers first period puck line or team total over.
If the Rangers would have won last game,
this would have been a Sharks play.
This would have been a Sharks spot. That's going to keep me off it. Although, God, plus 325 just looks so good. I'm gonna hold myself back. I'm not gonna bet the Sharks.
So what did you get the Sharks at?
Huh?
So what did you get the Sharks at?
I mean, I'm staring at it at plus 338, but no, I'm not doing it. I promise I'm not doing it.
Self-control.
All right, maybe a little bit. No, I'm not betting. Not betting the Sharks. I'm not betting the game in general because I'm not laying 2.5 goals on the Rangers. Yeah,
this could also be a nice spot where if you want to get now I would have to take a look at what this would be odds wise, but a double result with the Rangers first period puck line and the full game money line potentially for the Rangers could be an interesting spot there too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marco saying, I was about to say New Orleans. No, Tim, I knew you would figure it out.
I figured it out. You're good.
Yeah. Over 6 minus 120. Markel asking about ECU minus 14.5 or the dog.
I took the over. I hope that helps.
Yeah. If anything, I'm not laying 14.5 with ECU. I would take a team total over. That would be I think a better approach than asking asking ECU to win by 2 touchdowns on the road. Mm-hmm. Granted, with a win, the ECU would be bowl bound. So there is that. They do have plenty of motivation to come out here and look good. And they've looked good since they fired Mike Houston. So, but they've also played a couple Owls that don't know how to play football. So
who?
Yeah. Sharks first period puck line under 7.5 and plus 1.5 plus 240 is a lean for just now. All right. I won't mark that in there. Discipline there. Making money, Markel. I see you, bro. There you go. Rangers are the type of team that likes to lay a dud at home to a lowly team. Yes, after a big win, but this is definitely a spot where, granted, the Rangers have not been playing that good as of late. So this is a get-right spot of all get-right spots if you're the New York Rangers.
Yep.
This is an ultimate test for them here. Because I'm very high on this Rangers team this year. I've backed them an awful lot this year. And I was looking at their first period puck line for this game. I just can't. Marcos, I want the Sharks to win. Yeah, I could. Yeah. Bet.
I would love the Sharks to win.
Let's move on. A game I've moved on here. Winnipeg Jets, Tampa Bay Lightning. Kind of a weird spot here for the Lightning. Not like it brings up an interesting question that let's see which one you value more. Granted, we're about a month into the season. Is a week off a good thing or a bad thing? The last time the Tampa Bay Lightning have played was on November
7th.
the 7th.
Why?
So they've had a little bit of a break here. Now, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Because they've had to sit with this 4-game losing streak for a decent amount of time now after losing in a shootout against Philadelphia.
All right, I know what I'm doing.
On the flip side, we have the Winnipeg Jets who are coming in with tons of momentum here in this game. My numbers have the wrong team favored in this game. I took Winnipeg at plus 105. I did. I haven't been betting them much during this winning streak, but I think this is a good spot for them. They are carrying in all the momentum, and I want to see it from the Lightning first. I'm not going to try to catch a falling knife. Granted, if this was any other team other than the Winnipeg Jets, I'm probably looking at the Tampa Bay Lightning in this spot. So I am on the Jets here at plus 105. I'm just not going to step in front of Winnipeg right now.
My question to you, and the lines kind of tell me that this might be the case. Are the Lightning better than the Rangers? Do you think the Lightning are better than the Rangers?
I think situationally it's a better spot for the Lightning than it was the Rangers potentially.
Maybe. But at the same time, Bolts, 4-game losing streak, has had a lot of time, probably quite pissed off right now. On the opposite side, you get Winnipeg at plus money at 15-1.
If I lose, so be it. Like I'll take that shot.
I have the Lightning clicked in at puck line at plus 217. I want to do it.
Yeah, and I want to be like, oh yeah, it's an easy price to take with the Winnipeg Jets. It's obviously we've been saying that for a while now, though. They were a dog against the Rangers. They were a pick 'em against the Stars. They were a pick 'em against the Flames. They were a pick 'em against or minus 120 against the Penguins. Like we've been saying this for a while now, and I'm not trying. I'm done trying to say, oh, this is a trap line for the Winnipeg Jets because it never freaking is.
No, it's not. I might have not taken the Lightning puck line, and if I lose the puck line, so be it. 2 plus
That's
217. I'm on the Lightning.
That would be the only way I would want to back the Lightning because I need risk reward if I'm going to jump in front of this train that is the Winnipeg Jets.
I don't blame you on that one though.
Yeah, like for me right now, until proven otherwise, Winnipeg Jets games are Jets or pass.
That's fair. I feel like they're kind of like Cleveland in the NBA. They're eventually going to lose games. And I will say,
and once they start losing games, that's when you can jump and start betting against them.
But I feel like they either lose today, or they have a game in Florida in 2 days.
Yeah,
I think they lose one of those by the puck line, so I'll probably be on Florida as well.
Yeah, which I see something in the chat that this may have been indicative of what the line is. We could be seeing Comrie instead of Hellebuyck in this game.
Oh, wait, Comrie went back to Winnipeg?
Yep.
Huh.
Oh, did you see did you see the Sabres picked up a goaltender, Tim?
Yeah, the guy from the Ducks.
James Reimer.
That just tells me Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Back to the chat.
All right, let's see that. Yep. Over 6 for Robert there. And the Bolts money line for Drewski. It's a good thing they get Braden Point back. I don't think they did. That's the thing. Plus 450 in the Rangers game. The draw in the Rangers game would be nice. Yeah, that could be interesting. If the Jets play Comrie, Bolts money line. If the Jets play Comrie, Bolts team total over. That would be the way I would approach it because I could see if the Jets start Comrie, the Jets win the game 5-4. Chef LeBum, second, third, KD, fourth.
Are you listing players in like what in the order of the best, and you put Jokic at 6? Marcos, you can't be serious, right? This is not a serious list, right? I know everybody's hyping up LeBron James. Good job. He got his second triple-double of the year, right? He got
Two?
I think he
That's
got
cute.
his second triple-double of the year. Nikola Jokic has been doing this actually third. He's gotten his third triple-double in 3 games. Nikola Jokic has been doing that all year, and you put him at 6. No, and you put Chef first. No, I don't think so. Not even close. I think you're crazy, but that's just me. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting list. Devin Levi, by the way, will be the starting goaltender tonight.
Yeah, I figure that.
And I just saw an interesting post from Underdog MLB.
Who got traded?
Well, I feel like the Los Angeles Angels are that person that sits at the blackjack table with you and splits his tens and doesn't double on 11 because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Here are the Angels' offseason acquisitions so far. And granted, they've added 6 people now before basically anybody else has. Jorge Soler, Travis d'Arnaud, Kyle Hendricks, Scott Kingery, Ryan Noda, and Kevin Newman. What are they doing? Like that makes no sense to me whatsoever. But at the end of the day, does anything the Angels ever do make any sense? So
no, I don't think this does.
Yeah. What's their head-to-head? And the Tampa Bay Lightning just lost to this Winnipeg team, but Winnipeg has owned the Lightning lately. 5 of the last 5 straight and 6 of the last 7 have gone the way of the Lightning in this head-to-head matchup. So it's been Lightning domination, or it's been Jets domination. My bad, Jets domination over. Vasi's never been the same since his hip surgery. Yeah, he's kind of taken a step down for sure. LeBron is king, triple-double again. He's only level 5 or 6 behind Jokic.
Yeah,
I'm not even a Nuggets fan, and I make arguments for that. Gensel assist plus 125. Don't watch hockey or know anything about it, but what I hear isn't Carolina the best team in hockey. They don't take names and kick ass. Don't think other than last night, but yeah, the Hurricanes look very, very good. As long as they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, they should be able to win most of their games because they've lost 12 straight in the Eastern Conference Finals. But other than that, they should be just fine.
By the way, Nick,
Brady points not back.
By the way, Jokic 6 triple doubles. He could have 8. He missed by 1 assist against Utah and missed by 1 rebound against the Timberwolves.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So even the games he's not getting triple doubles, he comes pretty damn close.
Yeah, pretty much.
Screw it. San Jose first period puck line. San Jose plus 1.5, and the Rangers money line at plus 525. That's a threading the needle in there. So basically, you want it to be tied at the end. Basically, this is a glorified way of saying the Rangers win in overtime, and it's tied after the end of the first period. That's threading the needle right there, but plus 525, why not? How good is the Red Wings, Nick? They are mediocre at best. They're one of the largest droughts in hockey for playoffs, and they are mediocre, and everybody keeps thinking that they're going to make the step up, and they never do. So, Scheifele assist. Doesn't Kucherov light up the Jets? He might, but I mean, the Jets have dominated the Lightning. Avalanche plus 650 to win the Central is a very interesting spot. Yeah, especially if they're going to get healthy. And you're getting a great number on that because they're off to a slow start, number 1. Number 2, the Winnipeg Jets are the Winnipeg Jets right now. So you're getting a great number on that. I remember a couple of years ago taking them at 4-1, and they came all the way back and they overtook the Stars late. So that was good there. I was just joking, Tim. I know he's Kajoop 3. All right, Joker's top 3. There you go.
Try number 1, but go ahead.
Kucherov 2+ points is only -113. That's ridiculous. He's good. I give him his props. He just plays slow and doesn't know D. Doesn't play D.
Doesn't really have to. But no, I understand
when he's putting up insane offensive numbers and no defensive numbers, he's basically Ohtani, but he actually stays on the court.
Don't do that. Don't compare Joker to Ohtani.
Yeah. Yes, I expect the Sharks to lead, lose it late, and then lose in overtime. There you go. If you have a script for the game, go for it. Let's talk about the next one here. The Buffalo Sabres taking on the St. Louis Blues. As mentioned earlier, it will be Devin Levi, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I believe he's day-to-day at the moment. And we have the Sabres as -160 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. Now, I need to know something here, Tim. And maybe you can go through digging through your Buffalo Sabres Twitter for this one here. Please, I need a status for Tage Thompson. Is he playing tonight or is he not playing tonight?
Day-to-day, not available for tonight's game.
Not available for tonight's game. Give me the Sabres -1 then. Yes, and hear me out on this one here. We have the Buffalo Sabres coming in. They're off of a loss against the Montreal Canadiens that snapped a 3-game winning streak against Calgary, New Jersey, and Ottawa. Now, is it scary for Buffalo to be -160 in this game? Yeah. But this falls into one of my favorite things to try to do, and that is to back a team that is missing their star player for the first game, and then you fade them the second game, and you fade them when the star player comes back. And the St. Louis Blues, I think, are definitely a nice get-right spot for the Buffalo Sabres, because you would have thought the Blues would have bounced back after that game that they lost 8-1 to the Capitals. Instead, they blow a 2-goal third-period lead against the Boston Bruins. That's what we get from this St. Louis team. And this St. Louis team has injuries right now, too. They're still without Robert Thomas. They're still without some of their top guys. They're without some blue liners as well, to where this Blues team could be very fadeable as well. I like them as home dogs. I don't like them as much on the road. They're 3-4 on the road. Buffalo's 5-5 at home this year. It's their first game without Tage Thompson. I like backing teams in this situation where it's their first game without their star player. I would only look towards the Buffalo Sabres, and I kind of want to take a look at what the number is for Sabres -1 because I want to back the Sabres here the first game without Thompson.
I respect that. I'm not going to, because I see the difference in this team with and without Tage Thompson. So I'm not in the business of wanting to go and fade, going to back the Sabres without him. You could have fun with that. I'm going to just stay away from this spot. It's Blues or nothing for me.
Yep.
And the Blues
fair.
can thank the Blues can thank the Canadians for that.
Yeah, I know. But also, if you're looking for player props, I've got a bargain bin type of play here. Tage Thompson's out. Someone's got to take over that top line center role, and it looks like it's going to be Ryan McLeod centering Zach Benson and Alex Tuck. Cousins on the second line with Paterka, and Quinn. Krebs with Greenway and Tucker. Lafferty with Malestein and Abel Kubel. So that looks like the person who's stepping up here. Also, I believe, Dennis Gilbert will also draw in the lineup with no Mateus Samuelsson. He's out indefinitely. So we don't know how long Samuelsson's out for. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is day-to-day, and so is Tage Thompson. James Reimer will be backing up for Devin Levi tonight. So if you're looking for a player prop as well, I would look towards Ryan McLeod for this game, who will be on the top line center role there with Tage Thompson out.
Correct.
I'm on the Sabres -1 plus 102.
You're crazy, but okay.
Yeah.
I would have no interest in backing the Sabres here, so I would love for them to win.
The marquee matchup, there you go. Yeah, over 6 at plus 104. Sabres plus 170 or minus 170. Yeah. I think Joker, LeBum, and Westbrook triple-double Kings Yeah. Bennington will not be on Team Canada in the Four Nations Cup. He sucks. Here's the problem. Who the hell is starting in goal for Team Canada? Their goaltending situation sucks. And that's probably why America will win the Four Nations Cup, because they've got a decision to make. Do you start Connor Hellebuck at goaltender, or do you start Jake Ottinger? That's the question for that is the question for, who do you call it? Team USA. I want to see Team Canada hockey goalies. Who they expect for the Four Nations Cup? Oh boy, do you guys got some decisions to make for Canada? Here are the here's the 7 realistic Team Canada goalie candidates for 2026. Stuart Skinner of the Edmonton Oilers, Aiden Hill of the Vegas Golden Knights, Tristan Jarry of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Logan Thompson now in Washington, Devin Levi, Samuel Montembeault, and Jordan Bennington. Those are your options at goal if you're Team Canada. There. So that's kind of interesting. St. Louis in the under 6.5, St. Louis money line, St. Louis puck line. Good luck. The only guarantee is that a team that wears blue and gold will win. There you go. Are the Sabres making the playoffs?
No.
I'm very interested in now. I need to know the status of Thompson, and I believe he'll be back relatively soon. I'm kind of interested in taking a plus price tag for this team to make the playoffs.
I know what it is.
And what?
Bovada 240.
Plus 240 for the Sabres to make the playoffs.
Yep.
I'm definitely very interested in that. I need to know the status long term of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen as well. But
I think they're both day to day. So it's not anything crazy.
Yeah. None of the relevant pieces from that great Thompson trade are in this game, because I believe it was Ryan O'Reilly that went the other way in that trade. Yeah. Arizona State +5 and Pacific +5 against Northern Arizona. I believe we're on both of those. Will you be my neighbors? +310 and Buchnevich at +290. Zach Benson goal. I can see that he's on the top line. Rasmus Dahlin assist and Cousins assist. There you go. Glad to make you smile and laugh, Tim. Makes my day is sometimes the reactions out of you. There you go. Team Canada will lose because they didn't choose Winnington. I like that. I like that name. I might need to use that around Terry just to piss him off. It is Jordan Winnington. But that's not something the Blues are particularly doing that much this year, is winning. So yeah. Are we on our favorite college team, IUPUI?
I wish.
I was actually looking a little bit more into that game. No, I think the wrong team's favored in that game. How is IUPUI favored in that game? Our numbers have right?
I don't remember. All I know is that they're not a play for today. Ooey Pooey against Eastern Michigan. Yeah, we have that one as 3.76. So you could say that Eastern Michigan at a money line is fine.
Yeah. No, IUPUI is favored.
Are they now?
Yeah.
They were 1.5 point dogs last night.
Mm-hmm. Aiden Hill, Logan Thompson, Levi. Yeah. Although I don't blame him for losing the World Championship Finals or the bronze medal to Switzerland. Canada in general sucks. Yeah. I'm done with Sabres games unless I bet against them the other night. taking NYI and checked, and the score was 5-0. Huh? What game were the Islanders 5-0? No, NYI was 200 faves in TA in that game. Against the Sabres? No, they weren't.
I
don't know.
The Sabres were up 5-0 on the Rangers.
Oh, yeah, okay. He typed in NYI, he meant NYR. Yeah. Rangers are minus 400. Yeah, Sharks plus 345. Big line move. Yeah. Spell that name for me, please. Which name? I just listed a bunch of names. Yeah. UKKAPUKK. No, it's UKKOPEKKALUK. I don't know. I tried. Nebraska Omaha plus the 17 in Cal Poly plus 7 in Seattle U. There you go. Let's keep it going. Here we have 5 games remaining, and we get another big favorite. And maybe you tie these two. Maybe for people who like the parlay, you tie the Rangers with the Wild tonight, because that won't be the most generic parlay in hockey tonight with one game in the NBA. So people will be forcing action in the NHL tonight.
Maybe.
We have Montreal and Minnesota. Minnesota minus 255 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. I forgot to type in Minnesota's numbers or fill this in all the way. So let's get that all filled in. Where we have the Wild should be favorites in this game, minus 255. I don't think that they should be that big of favorites in this game. But do I really have an interest in the Montreal Canadiens? The answer is really no in this one here. Granted, they are coming in off of that 2-1 loss against the Chicago Blackhawks. That was the last game of a 3-game road trip where they were in San Jose, Anaheim, and then Chicago. On deck, they do play the Dallas Stars in 2 days before they head to St. Louis and to Edmonton. On the flip side, Montreal Canadiens snapped a 6-game losing streak with a 7-5 win over the Buffalo Sabres there. That was on Monday afternoon. Kind of a weird game there. The shots were 23-18, but yet the score was 17-5 or 7-5. So goaltenders were basically optional in that game there. I think this line is about right for the total. I have this game projected for 6.06 goals, and I really don't have too much of an interest in the side in this game. I don't want to fade Minnesota off a loss. I am kind of high on this Minnesota team. But on the flip side, I really don't want the Montreal Canadiens in this spot at this number. Granted, there's value on the Montreal Canadiens at this number, but is this something I would like to get involved with? No, I have no interest in this one here.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't really. Today's kind of like a very small card for me because I didn't bet the NBA, didn't bet the NFL game. I'm gonna have the most money I think in college basketball. And I think I'm going to end up betting a chunk into that college football game tonight just because. But I don't really have a super lot of stuff that I like for hockey. I took the Lightning. I took the Panthers. But other than that, I really don't have a lot of action for tonight. So I'm going to end up passing on this game. I don't feel the need to go after either one of these teams. I will say, Nick, I have to run to work. I also have to make a quick stop at Dad's before that, so I'm gonna need to head out now. So good luck, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, zip. All right, all right. There we go. Heading back to the chat. Wild puck line. Markel saying fuck the Wild. Wild -2. Wild minus 270, pull a 4-4-6 move. Okay. Kaprizov over 1.5 points, plus 104. If you ask Terry, he would say the Wild dominate this matchup, considering that both teams did lose in their last game. Maybe an over. Maybe. The Islanders played the Sabres the other night, and I took New York on the money line, and I looked up, and that was the Rangers. That was the Rangers. That you took against the Sabres. I was on the opposite side in that game. Yeah. I wanted to cap this game like the Leafs game last night. The Wild own the Canadians, but the only thing I don't like is the Wild isn't plus money like the Leafs. Lean over 6.5. Fair. Ek Boldy favor point parlay. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I just UPL. I mean that's the simple way of just saying it's just UPL. But yeah. Leafs were free money last night. I mean, sure, but you had to sweat for that quote unquote free money because it wasn't an easy game for them. Needed overtime, but hey, Boldy anytime goal. Something with these Minnesota teams this week. They're looking very mid and mild. Yeah. I'm out. Hope you all have a good day. See ya. Yeah. Everyone. Good luck, Nick. There you go. Good luck. Kaprizov, 5 shots. And Boldy, 4+ shots. Yeah, I could see that. We know the Montreal Canadiens defensively are definitely not stalwarts. So we could definitely see good shots on here. I don't think so. Yes, Rangers. Yes, Rangers. I meant. Yeah, I was just making sure that you had the right team there. Yep. We'll keep it going. 4 games remaining on the card with the Boston Bruins at the Dallas Stars. We have the Stars minus 170 favorites. Total 6 in this game. Let's take a look at the matchup in this one here. And this is another tricky one here. Kind of see value in the Bruins in this one here. At a plus price tag, and the Bruins are becoming one of those teams where I don't want them as a dog. I'm a little bit more, or I don't want them as a favorite. I'm a little bit more interested in them as a betting underdog because they are an average at best team for me. They're not a team that I'm looking to lay numbers with, but plus money in a matchup they've done pretty well, and they've won 4 of the last 5 against this Dallas Stars team. These two teams just played not too long ago, and Dallas won 5-2. Dallas is coming in off of a 7-1 win, which I want to back teams off of wins like that approximately never. I don't like backing teams off of their best performance of the year. 6-0 at the end of the first period. They coast to a 7-1 win against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Boston coming in 3 straight games. They've received a point. They've won 2 of them. They lost in overtime against Ottawa. It's the only one they didn't. They've won 4 of the last 6 games. So this team has been playing a little bit better as of late. And we get a little bit of in-season revenge as well. I think the Bruins are worth a shot here at a dog price. I'm not super high on this Stars team, like a lot of people are. Plus 150. I'm going to take a little Boston here in this spot. Boston plus 150 for me in this game. See some betting value here in this one. And I'll take a shot with the team that I prefer as a dog rather than a favorite. So plus 150 Boston Bruins here. I'll take a shot here. Yeah, Bruins plus 150. Yeah. Kaprizov goal. Caulfield goal. Not a bad look there. There you go. And the Bruins money line. Yeah, I think they're a very live dog in this game. Let's keep it going. The Edmonton Oilers are minus 180 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. This is the 3rd time that the Oilers have played the Nashville Predators so far this season. They've won both the matchups. They won 4-2 on October 17th. 2 weeks later, they win 5-1. That was the first game without McDavid. And the Oilers have won 4 of the last 5 matchups against them and 8 of the last 10. They've kind of owned this Nashville Predators team, which is kind of interesting to see. And on the flip side, Nashville has kind of just struggled this season. They are 5-9-2. This team had so much hype coming into them. They go out there, they get Steven Stamkos, they get Jonathan Marchessault, and this team has done really not much other than lose this year. And I know they've already beaten them twice this year, but I would lean towards the Oilers. Now, I'm not going to be laying this number with the Oilers. I think this number is a little bit too wide, and maybe if you want to back the Oilers, it's a team total over, but we've seen this matchup go under the total three straight games between the two teams. So I can see maybe if you want to back an over, I would look more towards an Edmonton team total over rather than a full game over in this one. Ultimately, though, a no play for me, but it's a lean towards Edmonton. What do you think about the under in the Commanders game? I do lean towards the under. I laid it with the Eagles, but I would lean towards a team total under. Stars puck line. Need to know the juice for that. Now give me Dallas in the under 6.5 plus 160. Did you give? Oh, you didn't get Boston. Fair. Minus 1.5 plus 130 for the Oilers, I'm assuming there. Oilers team total over. There. If the Bruins didn't complete a miracle comeback against my Blues, I'd back them. So, no. Fair. Dreisaitl's favorite team, Nashville. Oilers puck line. Yeah. I wouldn't talk you off of Draisaitl props either. He seems to like to play this Nashville team a little bit. But we'll continue on. 2 games remaining. The Seattle Kraken taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. We have the Kraken as minus 155 favorites for the total of 6 in this game. And, I forgot to type in the numbers for this game, and I forgot to get Seattle's last game here against Columbus. My mistake there. I had it on my screen. I just didn't type it in yet. So give me 2 seconds. Let me type in this real quick. The Kraken are coming off of a win finally, but they didn't look particularly great in that game against the Blue Jackets. They gave up 4.55 expected goals against. So I believe it was DeCord in that game had to look really good, and he did in order for them to get the win. Seattle is a team I thought was going to be decent heading into this year, and they still can be. I just don't trust them. And on the flip side, the Blackhawks have been a little bit more competitive as of late. They're coming in off of a nice win against Minnesota in overtime on their last game. Finally exercised some demons in that game, a team that they just have struggled to beat in the Minnesota team. And that's one thing we've noticed with the Blackhawks this year. With the veterans they added, they're more competitive in games. They've won 3 of their last 5 and 4 of their last 7. So they're playing for a team that's rebuilding. They're playing decent hockey. And I do have them over 73.5 wins. I do think that they're a decent team, or they're an okay enough team to get me 75 to 80 points this year, potentially, the Blackhawks. And I see them as a live underdog in this game. Who wants to lay this type of number here with the Seattle Kraken? Granted, the Kraken have won back-to-back games, but I don't trust them at all at this type of number. And at plus 140, I'll take a shot at the Blackhawks here in this game at plus 140. Over on Bet 365 over there. They have a nice plus 140. I think they're a live dog in this game. This Chicago Blackhawks team. So I'll take a shot here. I don't think the Kraken should be this big of favorites. The Blackhawks have kind of been a little bit of a pesky team, and I'll take a shot here. Blackhawks plus 140 here for me. What's their head-to-head in the Stars games? 7-3 the last 10 for the Bruins. Kraken puck line. Edmonton and over 5.5. Edmonton puck line and over 5.5. There you go. Hawks money line plus 140. I like it. Edmonton and Draisaitl 2 goals plus 700. That's an interesting play there. Kucherov goal, Panarin goal plus 350. And then Brady Tkachuk goal, Matthew Tkachuk goal plus 570. Bruins Stars draw. I can see that. Seattle in the under 6.5 at plus 180. We'll move on to the final game here of the card. The New York Islanders are in Vancouver to take on the Canucks. Canucks minus 175 favorites, total of 6 in this game. The Islanders, and this is a game where I would look at Barzal props if he was healthy, because in Vancouver, he's heading back to his hometown. But we're not, obviously, he's not playing that game in this game, unfortunately. So no Barzal props here. But We have the Islanders coming in off of an overtime loss. Shocker. Stop me if you heard that one before. And this Islanders team, I was looking at it here. They're 7-9 to the draw this year. So 7 of their 16 games have needed overtime this season. If you've blindly bet the draw on every single Islanders game, and let's just say they're plus 300 every single game, which some games they're higher. I believe last game was up in the plus 380, plus 400 range with that cashed against the Oilers. You'd be up 12 units right now if every single draw is plus 300 with the Islanders. Granted, I feel like I'm late to the party there if I want to back the Islanders draws just blindly. I feel like we've missed that opportunity. They've gone to overtime back-to-back games. They've lost 4-3 in overtime back-to-back games. They've gone to overtime 3 of their last 4 games against Pittsburgh, New Jersey, and Edmonton. Their only game that they didn't, they won 4-2 against the Ottawa Senators. On the flip side, the Vancouver Canucks are coming off of a 3-1 win against the Calgary Flames, which was a nice little bounce-back spot after losing 7-3 to the Oilers. Not a game I'm betting in this one here. The Islanders at a plus price tag like this are intriguing, especially when Vancouver is 2-5 on the money line at home this year. So they've kind of struggled at home. But like I've said, and I'm refraining from betting the Islanders here, even as a fan, which is kind of tough to do sometimes because, of course, I would like to bet the Islanders. It's fun. I want to bet the team I want to root for. I just don't see a need to bet the Islanders right now. Continuing with no Barzal and no Duclair and no Pelech and Romanov being day-to-day, and I believe Mike Riley's now day-to-day. They're missing a lot of blue liners, which they've which it doesn't look like they've missed too much of a step. Since losing Barzal, they've received points in 5 of the 6 games. Granted, 2 of them were overtime losses, but they're receiving points still. They're still competitive without their top guys right now, which tells me when they're healthy, they're going to be a bet-on team. But until then, I'm not betting the Islanders in any games. I don't want the Islanders ever right now until Barzal is back, until Pelech is back, until Duclair is back. So that's kind of the way I'm approaching that there. All 3, at least 2 of them. I need 2 of them back before that. So maybe a draw, but no play. Blackhawks annoy me, like I said before. They'll beat a non-playoff team. Beat a playoff team, then going back and being old and washed versus a non-playoff team. Kraken are New York moneyline plus 154. There you go. Canucks team total over. The draw. Yeah, I can never talk anybody off of a draw. Puck line for the Canucks. Vancouver in the over 5.5 plus 165. Panarin, Reinhart, Kaprizov, 2 goals each at 120-1. Good luck. How the point system work in the NHL? 2 points for a win, no points for a loss, 1 point for an overtime loss. So basically, they count it as a tie. And then you can earn the second point if you win in overtime. How about the over Islanders? I can lean towards an over in the Islanders game. Their blue line has really hung Ilya Sorokin out to dry. So it looks like Sorokin's numbers are no longer that good. It's because of the blue line that they have in front of them. Because Pelech is a huge defensive guy, and it's tough. So, but that is everything for today's card. Let me throw my CapperTek in there. I will be posting all my plays after the show. I already have a few plays posted, but I'll be posting all my NHL after there. But other than that, that is going to do it for today's show. I want to thank you guys, as always, for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.